Hey everybody, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. Today's video we're going to build a DIY down and forward turbo kit using stock truck manifolds that we flip from side to side. If you guys watched the other video, you already know that's what we came up with. This went on the Facebook group and stuff, and people seem to lean towards wanting to see this down and forward style. And to recap, you can do up and forward if you flop them side to side, whatever. You can do all kinds of stuff, but we're going to do down and forward. So, to show you guys what I'm up against here real quick, I want and need this to come out a little bit more straight, but still get around these. Maybe come out like this or something. But this pointing down is all wrong, so that's got to go from like here back. And then hopefully I can bring it down, and I want it to be somewhere right around here, I guess. That way I have room to bring the heater hoses like this, and the radiator hose will go like that. So if it's right here, it should be pretty okay. I'm going to tack mine together. I'm just doing this as an overview to give you guys an idea of what you're working with. So I'm going to tack mine together, and I'll fully weld it once I actually have the engine in the car here in a couple months. On this side, when I cut these, I cut the bare minimum needed off just to take the flange off. And I'm still hard into the lines right here. So I'm going to come like back here and cut this one off and try to bring it around. So this is going to come around in front, and it should meet up over here somewhere as soon as I quit dropping all my clamps on the ground. So what I'm going to use, at least for right now, what I have on hand, I have this 2.5 inch section of pipe. This was part of like a J-bend or a U-bend or something that I bought. And then this is our plant manager, Colin, he bought a 2015 Silverado, and he put a cool Flowmaster exhaust on it. So this is the resonator that was on it. I found it in the scrap bin. It must have had one of those awesome chrome tailpipes on it, but hopefully I can get a few bends out of this too, and that should be enough to go from side to side, I hope. You can take straight pipe and just pie cut the hell out of it to get the bend you want. I'm not going to do that because I don't have that kind of time to weld out here. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to go. You got to get around that water neck and come pretty straightforward. We don't want to get down into that. I don't want to run. I kind of want to run. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get into it. But I'm going to pull these manifolds off real quick, cut them down a little bit more, and it's just going to be a bunch of test fitting and stuff. So I'll bring you guys back and back and back, and we'll just keep coming back to see the progress so you can see what I'm doing. That's pretty much it. We'll be back. We're back. This is going to be the passenger side. It's a driver's side manifold. You see how I cut it off there? To keep this accessible for everybody, I just used my little grinder and cutoff wheel. This should allow me to put a straight piece of pipe and do what I want to do. This one I'm just going to straight up cut back further off, and I'll bring you guys back and show you what it looks like. But you get the idea of what we're trying to do here. I'll come through with the black wheel and clean this up, but it's good to go. Alright, so I came in here and I notched this off so that I can come straight out instead of down. And this is like the tailpipe section of Colin's tailpipe. And I'm going to bring this in here somewhat like this, which will allow me to get past the hoses. If you remember, the hoses will come out like right here, and I can spin it kind of like this to bring that merge out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I'm going to cut the top of this off so that it can fit over top of that. And then I can just booger weld it on, like hammer it down, close all the gaps, smash them shut, and booger weld it shut because this is mild steel and I can weld to it. So I'm going to cut that off. I'm going to figure out exactly how I want to do this. And I'll tack it on and bring you guys back when I have it actually bolted to the engine. Alright, so plans changed. This may or may not work. I'm not 100%. You never will be without it in the car. But I picked up this other piece that Colin had cut, and it snakes right around there, and I'm hoping I can bring the other side over, cross it in, merge it right about here, have my turbo sitting right about here, and the downpipe go out and back. There shouldn't be anything in the car right there, and it should keep the turbo lower than the throttle body. That's the main concern. If I can stay lower than the alternator, I know it'll fit under the hood. There should be, I mean, the mechanical fan was right here. There should be plenty of room right here without getting into the core support or anything. But we'll see when it goes in the car. Like for right now, it's just tacked in. So I got 3 little tacks there. I have big gaps. That's okay. You can fill them. You can use little pieces of metal like this. You can booger weld it. It's all good. I'm probably going to run out of bends, but I am going to move on and try to get the other side around this power steering pump. And we'll see what I come up with there. I don't have like 130 degrees of bends to get around. But the plan is to bring it around in front, merge it right here, have the flange right here, and shoot the downpipe back. So I guess, unfortunately, this is going to wind up being a 2-part video. Because I'm going to have to get more bends. But it is what it is. You guys get the idea. And that's all I ever really want, is for you guys to get the idea. These might be too close. If I remember right, the stock truck hoses are a right angle. If they're not, I'll figure something out. You can cut these off. You can chap this water pump. We'll improvise, adapt, and overcome. We'll figure out a way. So I'm going to get that cut. I'm also on my last cutoff wheel. This is going to be like a 15-minute video, but it's about 2.5 hours of work in the garage for me. So yeah, be patient. Alright folks, I'm going to do something different in the history of the Driveway Engineer, where I'm going to reshoot this wrap up. Usually I just do things in one take and I'm done, and then I upload them a few days later. But the pictures of this drew out the criticism that I hoped they would on the Facebook group, and I'm sure they'll draw out criticism in the comment section too, where all of this looks like ass, right? And that is a booger tack, and you know, whatever, there's a giant gap right there. And I understand that so many of you in social media land are absolute professional PhDs. It's funny how the professionals for every single profession or trade come out of the woodwork whenever you post a picture of said profession or trade. You say LS swaps can cost less than $1,200, suddenly everybody's a shop owner. You booger weld some crap together, somehow everybody's a professional PhD welder. It's a miracle. So, and I get that some of you really are very good welders and really can do an excellent job and all of that, but this video is for the guy who's looking at a flux core welder from Harbor Freight going, man, can I get into this and not spend $1,000? And the answer is yes. Yes, you can. Like, it's okay if you use random crap and the angles don't match and you fill that giant gap up with wire. It's fine. It'll all work fine. Cut it off. Do it again. Pie cut it. I've seen people pie cut 1,000,000 times because they didn't have any bends. They only had straight pieces. I don't have time for that, but if you do, so be it. You take some of this heat wrap. I got 2 rolls of this for $50 on eBay. You wrap that up, and the same people that were just criticizing you and wanting to crucify you will suddenly say, man, it looks good, bro, so awesome, oh, I wish I could do that. Mad fab skills. And that's the point here. Like, this is screwed up, and I don't like it, and I don't have V-van clamps so I can take each side off, and this needs to rotate up, and this should probably come down and be straight. It doesn't matter. They're just tacks. I'll bust them off. I'll do it again. Welding's just like painting. If you don't like it, grind that shit off and do it again. It doesn't cost so much. You know, wiring your time. Maybe a little abrasive wheel. So, really, that's the point. And I hope that this really encourages you to get out there and booger weld a hot side together from miscellaneous crap you have laying around and see what happens. Because you don't need to spend $800 on the hooker thing with the crossover and the downpipe by the time you're all in. You don't need to spend all this money on this stuff. You just need to take a little time and lower your give a shit level to zero, you know, as far as like criticism from other people goes. So there's plenty of people out there running this crap booger welded together, covered up in this, and you don't know it, and you think they're gurus or something. So anyway, the battery on this GoPro is about to die. I wanted to reshoot that. I want to get this video out today. So hopefully this gives you some ideas of what to do, how you can overcome it, how you can overcome the different challenges. Take that pipe, split it open, do what you need to do. Hammer it shut, fill in the gap with wire, and wrap it up. It'll all be fine. So until next time, this is JR. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, or thumbs down if you're the PhD welder in the crowd. Whatever. I'll see you in the comment section. And we'll catch you next time on The Driveway Engineer. Thanks for watching, guys.